This video is brought to you by eToro. Now, you may have seen that eToro sponsor a number of Premier League clubs. Now, if you don't have time to invest, you can use eToro's CopyTrader feature, copy top performing investors, so when they make a trade, you make the same trade automatically at no additional cost. Then click the link in the description and get on it right now. AFTV, Lee, give me your verdict. Well, overall disappointed, but you know, when you look at the context of the game, you take the point and move on. You know, I'm a little bit worried about Gabriel as he's been here a couple of months and he's got the Arsenal defensive wobbles. You know what I mean, like a performance like he did today.
You know what he struck me like tonight when I was looking at him? He looked like a player that's trying so hard. Yeah. And it just was one of them nights where he go to trap the ball. His touch was too heavy. He'd go to pass the ball, he'd either overhit it or he'd underhit it. Nothing was really working, but he was still trying his hardest, and that was almost just led to his demise.
Yeah, I think he's probably trying too hard, but the last couple of games he's been a little bit like that. He's been a little bit too...
is that when the inexperience is coming in?
Well, maybe. He's 22 years of age. He's played... I'm not going to knock him. He's been fantastic for us. You know, it's just unfortunate today. I think that... he struggled against him today, and he got too tight to Walcott. And when you're on a booking, you know, it's a little bit of ill discipline. It's cost us now. I think it's cost us 4 points. Well, possibly 4 points. I'm not saying we'd get the 4 points, but again, we was on top in that game. Where we got it to 1-1, and unfortunately, the sending off meant that we had to just change the tactics a little bit. The pleasing point from that was that we didn't capitulate. We see it out and got the point. So. All in all, there's still lots of things wrong with the team, Robbie, as we know. But ultimately, you know, we got the point. And
is discipline one of the biggest things? Because you look at it, the last 4 games we've had 3 red cards, and in those games, it's changed them all. I look at the game against Leeds. You know, it's a 50-50 game, red card.
Yeah.
Changes it, no chance of winning. The Burnley game, on top. Red card, game over. Today, I thought we, again, was in the ascendancy, you know, 1-1. It looked like, you probably looked at that game after that 1-1, you thought, I think Arsenal might do this tonight. Then the red card, that's it, done.
Yeah, that's it.
Discipline's a factor,
yeah,
isn't it?
I think discipline is a factor, definitely with the other two. I think today's one, if I'll be honest, I think it was more down to a little bit of an experience. As you say, you know, as you said, trying to win the ball. It wasn't like malicious. It wasn't, you know, ill-disciplined. It was just, you know, a bit rash, a little bit of inexperience. That's what I take it. You know, I think because he's played so well for us, you've got to remember that he's only 22 years of age. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. You know, he shouldn't have done it, but. On the other 2 accounts, definitely, like, you know. So, and you know, for me, Pepe today coming back from suspension was a big disappointment. I expected a lot more. It doesn't do enough for me, Robbie. Not taking the players on, not committing defenders. You know, Bertram's on a booking. He never took him on once after that, Robbie. You know what I mean?
Saka did when he did take a player.
Yeah, well, you know, exactly. You know, you take a player on, and that's what can happen, like. Yeah? So. You know, I just think that he's not quite at the races for whatever reason. His body language didn't seem right today. But, you know, and that was an opportunity for him today to really, you know, grasp you know, the place in the team. And that is the problem. These players are coming in and they're not actually grabbing their opportunity by the scruff of the neck and saying, look, I need to be in this team. Maitland-Niles done okay today. Yeah. You know, there were some good things.
What would you do on Saturday? You know, because obviously Bellerin is a 1-game suspension. That means he'll be back. Would you leave Maitland-Niles in?
Personally, you know, I would still go with Maitland-Niles in the midfield, just to you know, he can defend. You know, today I don't want to be critical of El Neni because you know he is a squad player, but you know. It's not quite good enough, is he, in there? So, like, you know, maybe look to go in there. But we're away from home to Everton, where you're going to look to sit in and defend. Maybe it is a role for him there. Personally, I think Maitland-Niles has done enough to stay in. Do I think that he will? I don't think he will. I think that Arteta will bring Bellerin back in.
Is that ease some of the pressure on the manager tonight?
Oh no, definitely not. You know, that's 5 home games on the spin without a win. I'm sure there's a few knives still out there today. If I'll be honest, I didn't see enough of the first half to convince me that these players want to play for him all the time. I didn't see that. Right, you know, half time I was thinking like. I'm watching a few of the Southampton players, you know, busting their gut to get back and defend. I'm seeing a few of our players stroll about. So I still think there's problems there. I think there's problems go deeper than the manager. I think this internal, there's lots of things going on behind the scenes. You know, I'm going to have to say that, you know, particularly annoyed with Edu, who was one of my favourite players when he's played, for coming out and saying that Mikel Arteta is doing good at this moment in time. You know, I think that's an insult to us fans because we're 15th in the table. Yeah, I know, like 15th in the table. We're getting ridiculed by every, you know, fans around the country. You know, and you've got your sporting director or whatever he is saying that he's doing good. You know, come out and say that it is. We're going to back the manager, but we're not happy with what's going on. Don't insult our intelligence and don't insult us. We were getting enough stick at this moment in time, you know, going on like, you know. So I don't think that was necessary to go down that route. But, you know, the pluses today, I think the one plus I look at it today is Aubameyang scored. I thought he was awful again today. The body language. I'm going to say it as well. Where has he been the last 3 or 4 games on the interview? As soon as he scores, he's out there. Do you know what I mean? I just feel that...
you face up every time we lose.
Well, yeah, exactly. you know, I just think that if you're captain, you come out when you're not doing well. That's when you show your leadership. I think, you know, today he's come out when he's scored. All right, he might not have been asked to, but you know, I have to say, as much as David Luiz has criticised, he come out and stood in front, and things like that just baffle me a little bit. We haven't seen him for 2 or 3 games come out and say something, but when he's scored, he comes out and says something. So maybe I'm just being a little bit, because I'm a little bit peeved off with him at the moment. You know, that I'm saying that. Maybe I'm just, you know, I'm just seeing a negative that ain't there. But I just feel that maybe that was not right there, you know. But other than that, I will say that, you know, I know that Eddie gets a lot of stick, and I ain't his biggest fan and all that, but he works hard today. So you can, when you look at it and I see a player working hard, if they're not quite good enough or they're not playing well, the one thing they do is they can put 100% effort in, and I think that he done that. I know he's going to get a lot of stick and all that, like, but I think that he done it.
He had an assist as well.
Yeah, he had the assist as well. But I see body language of other players in the team at the moment not quite as it should be, Robbie. Like, you know, so listen, we take the point today. I don't know how everybody else feels. I don't think we was going to win today. So when you go down to 10 men, you've got to look at it from that point of view and say, okay. But when we're at home, Arsenal Football Club should be winning their home games. And if you ever look at the 5 home games that we've played with the teams, none of them are going to win the league. None of them are going to be in the top 4 come the end of the season. So, you know, we've got to have a reality check where the
season's going.
Well, yeah, there is that, but I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that none of those teams will be in the top 4 that have come here and beat it. Well, certainly Burnley won't. I can tell you that now. Like, you know what I mean? But that's nothing against them. But you know, we move on to the next game, and away game is going to be interesting again to see what team selection he has. But you cannot kid yourselves and turn around and say, well, because he's got a point against Southampton and we went to have to send men, that everything's rosy in the Arsenal camp, because it's not.